Okay, we're talking about Strange Magic. If you want to see the whole breakdown, I actually cover the whole song so you could see all of these pieces work together and how they actually perform as a whole piece, right? So here's the link up here. You can follow that, or the link is in the description as well, but you could also click on the card up here. So thank you so much for asking for the transcription. I thought you might like it. I really worked hard to arrange both of the guitar parts for one. All of this is one guitar. So we're starting with thirds, and we're on frets 12 and 10. And then we slide that same shape on the top two strings down 2 frets to 10 and 8, and then we were on 8 and 7, right? And that's the first bar, and this is the second bar. So we're on 8 and 8 on the G and B strings, 7 and 6, and then 5 and 4. So we're using those two shapes. You can play everything here, and then you can pluck everything if you want, or you could work on sliding, pluck and slide, and then it's a little more challenge. But if you want to talk about, we've got to kind of pull off that finger while we slide that middle finger if you wanted to get a little bit more advanced with your approach to it. That repeats itself. Then we start down here. We rest on G, which is 4 and 3 on the G and B strings. And then we run up for some quarter note triplets. Then we run up to frets 15 and 13. And then we use 12 and 10 to slide up to 13 and 15 and come back to 11 and 13 and 11, I'm sorry. And fortunately, we keep that same shape, the 12 and 10, and then we slide up to 13 and 8 and 11, and then back to 12 and 10. Then we go down to, 10 and 8, and then do that same slide up and back, and then we relax right here on the G note, right? It's basically the upper end of the G chord, which is 8 and 7. And then when we land there, we immediately start with the descending pattern. Okay, and that's the end of the intro for us. So that's just a real quick 7 and 6 chromatic approach from, we're just slurring or sliding, parallel planing those thirds down to third position, starting on 6th position. And then we're doing the same thing, 6th fret, right? 6 and 7 on the G and B strings. And then only when we get to the 3rd position, we'll use that 4th finger to grab that 5th fret on the high E string. That sets us in motion for the verse. So the verse is G5, and we start with a G, the D, G, and B strings, the 3rd fret on the B string, cleans up that open B sound. You can do it either way. But the strum pattern is really important to get here, and we've got this beautiful strum pattern, which is 2, T, Fo, 1, 2, 3. So the 8th notes, the upbeats, are all bass notes. And then we use G augmented, which is 1, 0, 4 on the D, G, and B strings, while maintaining that pedal tone on the G note on the low E string on fret number 3. That happens 3 times. This is the 2nd time. Second time. The 3rd time. Then we move up to C chord, which is 2, 0, and 5. And then 3rd fret on the low E string. If you download the tablature, there might be a situation where it shows 2 and 5, but the open G string is open. Then we actually we hop over to the next page, which is basically page 2, and it talks about D minor 7, which is the open D fret 2, on the G string, 1 and 1 on the B and high E strings, and it's all straight eighth notes. And then E minor. And that repeats itself for the strange magic portion of the section of the song. And then what I did for the strange magic, I used A minor so I could close off that sound because I want a nice open sound on the guitar for the D minor 7 and then the E minor. Don't go to E minor there. So it's A minor, which is fret 5 on the low E string, fret 2 on the D, fret 5 on the G string. Then we're hopping on up to the D chord, which I've arranged to be fret 5, fret 4, and then fret 7 on the D, the A, D, and G string. So that's just straight eighths again, and then we hit that G5 and just kind of let it rip. And then we run directly into this really cool eighth note riff that gets us back around. It cycles us back around to the front of the chorus. Really cool riff. It's just a simple double note, eighth note run up from the root note, the third, and then the fifth of the G chord, right? All the way back up to the A minor to the D and then G. And there it is. If you have any questions, just feel free to leave those in the comments if you'd like for us to explore any other parts of the songs. If you have requests for other songs, leave them there. Drop us a line, and we definitely are paying attention to the comments, and we can all learn and all benefit from you sharing your thoughts. So don't hesitate for one moment to do that, and we definitely appreciate you being here. And if you liked the lesson, be sure to like it. If you enjoyed it, like it, share it, and subscribe, and ding the bell so you get notifications. And you can become a channel member because we run member-only content. We do have some of that really generating and really going right now. And you can also benefit from live streams, like real-time live streams, where if you have questions you wanted to ask in real time, we can all do that together. So that's another thing that you can benefit from. But we definitely appreciate you being here, and thank you for watching. And until we meet again, happy picking.